Day 20 of the Diddy trial. Jane Doe is now on cross examination after 19 days of direct testimony. Combs' lawyer, Mark Geragos, questioned her about keeping the entertainers a secret from staff, accepting $10,000 a month, and moving into a house he provided. In one exchange, she corrected him when he said, "Your son," responding, "Can you say my child?" Now, here's the testimony. Jane comes into the courtroom and the jury is summoned. Mr. Geragos may begin your cross examination. Jane, we've spoken before, but you chose to stop meeting with the defense, right? Yes, that's right. You're testifying against Mr. Combs, correct? Am I testifying against him? How many times were you prepped for cross in this trial? About 2 or 3 times. Did they bring in other prosecutors to practice crossing you? Yes. Jane, you were granted immunity at the grand jury, correct? Yes. You expressed regret over some choices you made with Mr. Combe, didn't you? If you had that statement, I'd be happy to review it with you. You chose to stay in that lifestyle with Mr. Combs for years and didn't want to end the relationship, correct? Yes, I didn't want to. You were also involved with other men during that time. I resent the emotional control he had over me. I was drawn in from the beginning. You said there were pressure to perform acts your lover wanted. Yes. You repeatedly called Mr. Combs your partner during direct testimony, correct? Yes. You mentioned struggling to explain why you had sex with those other men. Yes. You're currently in therapy? Yes. Do you love Mr. Combs? I love spending time with my partner. You wanted to cuddle with him? Yes, to give him foot rubs. You said, "Objection, counsel is making herself a witness." I enjoyed bathing him and watching his favorite show together. What show was that? Dateline. Did you think he was only doing this with you? At the time, yes. Did you check his messages? Yes. In those hotel rooms, he was vulnerable, and I connected with that. It was tough. I broke my own boundaries to make him feel loved. So this closeness bonded you two. Yes, especially the intimacy afterwards. That's what I cherished. You aimed to be sexy for him in those rooms. I believe I was. Next. You're a beautiful woman. Did you pick the outfits? He chose them at first. He enjoyed baby oil. Found it arousing? Yes. How old were you when you began your relationship with Mr. Combs? 35. Can you describe the fantasy talk in those rooms? He'd have me and the entertainer role play, like a cheating scenario where Sean was out of town. How high were the heels you wore? 6 to 7 inches, though I usually wear 3 to 4. You wanted your child closer to their father. Did he see the child? What's that got to do with this? Did you fly weekly to Miami to see Mr. Combs? Sometimes. We heard 5 voice notes where Mr. Combs sounded angry, but he sent you thousands, correct? Yes. Why did you see him as larger than life? He was a bright light. He introduced me to the gospel. He had a favorite pastor he'd watch on TV. Has that stayed with you? Yes. Do you watch that pastor today? Objection sustained. How much did he invest in your dress line? $20,000. Why did you start an OnlyFans account? Financial necessity. I'd stop if I could. Mr. Combs supported you financially during the relationship. Over 3.5 years, does $150,000 sound accurate? I'd say so. You told the prosecution you're drawn to providers. Yes, as a woman, I appreciate that. You referred to the house as our house. Later, I saw it as my house. Note that Jane has already testified that Diddy's love and affection led her to join hotel nights with SES workers, breaking her own boundaries to satisfy him despite her personal struggles. When you met Mr. Combs in 2020, you were earning money as an Instagram influencer, correct? Yes. And you were also receiving $4,700 a month in child support. That's correct. Once you were with Mr. Combs, did your influencing work change? Yes, I couldn't focus on it anymore. I felt like I only reached about 10% of my earning potential during our relationship. When I moved into that new house in April 2023, I thought if we got a place that meets Sean's taste, maybe we could just start doing the hotel nights here in the privacy of our own home. So you and Mr. Combs wanted to keep these hotel nights private? Yes, it was really important that nothing about the hotel nights got out. We didn't want the public to know, or even his employees to know about the entertainers. Had you done hotel nights at your previous apartment? Yes, we had. So, one of the reasons you got the house was for that. And so your son could have a yard. Could you please say my child instead? I'm showing the jury one of your text and audio messages with Mr. Combs from March 2023, right after the Turks and Cacao trip. You testified earlier that during that trip, he surprised you with an entertainer and a hotel night, which caused an argument. Yes, it really upset me and it affected us for a few days. But in the messages you two exchanged afterward, you both sounded affectionate. Mr. Combs told you he loved you. Yes, in a voice note. He also mentioned something about a contract. What was that? He was referring to our love contract. After we agreed on it, he rented me a home for $10,000 a month. And your recorded message back to him, would you say you sounded happy? Yes, I told him I had so much fun on the trip that I loved him and felt closer to him. You said everything just feels good and I'm so happy. That's right, I did have fun with him. I was expressing love for the time we spent together, except for the part involving the entertainers. When I moved into my rented home in April 2023, Sean paid $40,000 upfront to cover the security deposit and the rent for the first month and the last month. The landlord already possessed several months of rent payments in case Combs ever decided to stop paying the rent, correct? Yes. Did Combs indicate that he was also open to paying 3 more months of your rent even though you were about to break up? Yes. Did you ever believe Mr. Combs would stop paying your rent? There were some times that I definitely felt that he would do that and he used it kind of like a little tool. The rent was always just like a little reminder. Can you confirm the conversation you had with Mr. Combs regarding your financial situation? Yes, he asked me, "You need 3 months' rent?" I told him I was struggling a bit. And what happened after that conversation? I confronted him later about some things, and then out of the blue, he sent me $20,000. Was this money solicited by you in any way? No, I didn't ask for it. It was completely unsolicited. And how did you use the $20,000 Mr. Combs sent you? I used it to buy some nice furniture for my place. The court heard you sent Mr. Combs a text after receiving the money. Can you describe that message? I texted him to say thank you and called him baby. I was just grateful for the help. So, to clarify, you expressed gratitude and used an affectionate term, correct? Yes, that's right. The court heard a voicemail from Mr. Combs where he referred to you as a crack pipe. Can you explain what he meant by that nickname? It was just a playful thing from our trip to Turks and Cacao. We had a lot of fun, and he gave me that nickname.